Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mike Reed here, and I am back again with another toy review today. And today we got a big old set for you today. Today we have for review the Beyblade Burst Rise Extreme Challenger Battle Sets. So let me just move some things out of the way here, and let's take a look at this box here. So there's a lot to this, as you can see. We have let's take a look at some of the panels here. So we'll start off with this lower left-hand corner, which shows the 2 ways to battle. I'm actually going to show you guys the stadium today because this stadium is actually quite different than other stadiums. Normally with these kind of reviews, I don't really review the stadiums as much because they're stadiums, there's nothing really much to them. But this one is actually quite different, and I'm going to quickly show you guys, once we actually get into the actual product, what this actually does, this whole 2 ways to battle thing. Then over here we have a nice graphic with some of the bays that we get in the set. We have Monster Diabolos right there, or Monster Diabolos, I'm going to call it by its Japanese name. And then we have Sword or Slash Achilles there, which is really nice, with the parts there bursting it. And then we have the Hypersphere, and then we have the kids there holding up the other bays in the set. And then we have, of course, the Rise logo right there. So on the left-hand side, or right-hand side, we have the different bays showed off there. We have Monster Diabolos D5, Union Valkyrie V5, and Sword Achilles A5. Which basically in Japanese that would be Monster Diabolos and Union Valkyrie and slash Achilles basically. So that's essentially what that is. And then we're going to switch over to the left-hand side. And on the left-hand side we have Glyph Pegasus, or Grand Pegasus right there. Zone or Zwei Fafnir, F5, and then we have Erase Bahamut, which is quite nice. And just to note, guys, this is one of few battle sets that Hasbro's been doing lately that doesn't have all the original combos. These are all custom combos, all random parts, all random colors, all random everything, which I really like because that makes this really stand out amongst all the other sets that just come with the protagonist Beyblades or whatever in their stock parts. So it's nice that we're getting a set that finally has some custom bays that aren't, stock. It's just a mishmash of different parts. So with this set, as you can see, we do have the parts listed out for all the bays there. So we can see Monster Diabolos, Union Valkyrie, slash Achilles. And what's kind of interesting about this is as we go over to the left-hand side, or right-hand side, there's actually 3 attack types in this set. Just wanted to note that. So I guess for attack type fans, this set's for you, because you got 3 attack types in this one. And only 1 stamina and 2 balance types, which, not very balanced there. Pun entirely intended. Anyway, yeah, we have Grand Pegasus right there. We have Zwei Fafnir, and then we have Erase Bahamut. So with that all being said, let me move the box out of the way. And let's grab out the stadium. So this, guys, is the Extreme Challenger Base Stadium. And as you can see, it is quite a large stadium. As you guys can see, we have the main stadium bowl right there, where the bays kind of race around inside. And then we have this back bowl, which can kind of be used to help accelerate the bays so it can launch out and hit the bays in the main ring. And then we have this top part, which is probably the most interesting part of this. Now, unlike other base stadiums where you just launch the bays in and they just kind of go around and battle, this one, you have this little plate up here. And what happens is that when you launch a bay, let me grab a random bay over here that I have offset. We're going to grab in Union Achilles here. So basically what you would do is you would launch it, it would kind of rev up, and then it would launch in and hit a bay right in the middle. That's how that would work. And then also you can take this top part off. It does actually have little plastic snaps on it, so you have to be a little careful. And then there you go. There you have your standard stadium. So you can basically launch it anywhere, and it will just ramp around the stadium, jump and hit each other, etc., etc. But the more exciting part here is the actual little part here where you launch bays off the top, which surprisingly works really, really well. So I do quite like that. And then we have these other pieces here. Now, actually, interestingly, this part actually has some application as well to the bays. So let me set this down on top of the, set this over here. Let me grab Union Achilles again. Now, how Hasbro intended these little parts is that these are used as a winner's chip slot. So basically, whichever bay wins the battle, what you're supposed to do is take your bay apart and you take out its chip like so. Let me move the camera again. And then what you do is you put the chip inside here. And yeah, I think you have to put it in either a certain way, or I don't know how you put it in there. But I think you just kind of set it in there, and then that indicates which bay won the battle, kind of thing. So it's a neat idea. It doesn't work all that well because, as I said, it kind of doesn't really stick inside all that well. Oh, there we go. You just have to snap it in. There you go. It's just pressure. You have to snap it in there. But there you go. So that would indicate that Achilles has won a battle, or any other bay, or any other 4 bays in the battle, possibly, that may have won. So that's a neat idea. Now, of course, getting them out is not as easy as putting them in, because you kind of have to just really get your hand in there and just pop it out. Not to mention, I kind of worry about breakage because of how much pressure you have to put in just to make sure that chip stays in there. So, but hopefully the plastic is durable enough to not crack under the pressure. But there you go. So that's the stadium out of the way. Now let's take a look at the bays. Now I'm actually going to go in order from the right-hand side of the box to the left-hand side of the box. So we're going to start off with Monster Devilos, and let's take him apart and let's look at him piece by piece as we do. Let me adjust the camera real quick. So the first part we get in this is the Devilos chip, or Diabolos chip. I have to say, this is a really nice recolor. I really like the purple, love the black, and I love the red. Now, this is the right spin version. I should indicate that. This is the right spin version, so this one can only be used with right spin bays. Now, again, for comparison, I'm going to bring in real quick the other Diabolos chips, starting off with the one that came with Venom Diabolos, or Venom Devilos, so you can see how those two look together. And then next I'm going to bring in the erase version of the chip so you guys can see the differences between these two chips, so you can see how that looks. So getting the other two Diaboloses put back together, there we have the Diabolos chip. Moving on, next we have a Hasbro exclusive part. This is Monster. Now, Monster originally came on the Hasbro exclusive Monster Ogre Beyblade that came in, I believe, in a 2-pack. And gotta say, the Monster base is basically the same thing as the Slash or Sword base, but surprisingly in performance, at least from what I've seen, I haven't actually used these yet. After this video, I will be testing these to see how good this base is. But from what I've heard, this base is actually really, really good for attack, and that it's much better than Slash Sword. So, Slash or Sword, I should say. So, for comparison, I'm actually going to bring in the original Ogre so you can see how the two bases look together, or how the two bases look together. So you can see how they sort of taken this original design and just kind of made it more fierce and a lot larger and more aggressive looking. And plus, it's in this really nice sort of Hulk colors. So, putting in the chip now. Yeah, and that's a nice tight fit.